Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge. It's Monday with Ben Foster and we're celebrating positivity. You don't look very happy.
I'm always
happy. Our weekend?
No, I'm all right. I'm positive. I'm happy. It was a good weekend though, wasn't it?
It was very, very good. I'm very, very happy about it. I mean, I must acknowledge there's so much to talk about, but I think in the biggest sense for me, it's just surely now we can put to bed till the end of the season the Ten Hag out movement. And I tell you what, I was driving in this morning and I thought someone had died on the radio. They were just like, well, yeah, United would. I just thought their whole 2 weeks is destroyed because you'll have been in this position before. When the media's got a story, they want to use this international break to be going Potter or whatever like that. And Ten Hag sort of, they don't like that. No one likes it. Liverpool have reacted badly.
No, yeah, the media world would have been absolutely buzzing for a Man United defeat yesterday. I didn't see it coming though. I did not see this coming. This was a crazy game. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, and it was a bit of carnage here and there, and especially towards the end. But fair play to United for getting over the line. Like I say, I did not expect this one little bit.
Well, we'll talk about Ten Hag in a moment, but I suppose in relation to the game, you played in the Man City 4-3 game, didn't you? Actually, I mean, I think that was a better game, to be honest. There was more quality and it was better players, but it sort of had that sort of vibe. And like Seb came in to watch it on the watch along with me for a little bit, and I was just like, this is just, it is a moment. I mean, it's not as big, but United used to do this on the regular. But it was chaotic. It was absolutely. It reminded me of the Brentford win from the start of the season, where he just threw everybody forward. You win the game, and you sort of go, is it the start of something? Because I don't know what it's the start of, apart from maybe a bit of momentum belief.
I don't know if it's. I wouldn't say it's the start of something, because it's very similar to what United have been this season. They're going to create chances as usual, but they conceded an awful lot of chances. Liverpool, they should have put the game to bed. Before full time, they had so many chances. Fair play to United. They started the game really well, and when they scored, I thought, "Oh, this is interesting," because United on top, they're dominating the game. I thought if they can see this for the rest of the game, this is a genuine change. But it very quickly turned into the usual kind of. It was a bit of a flash in the pan. Liverpool got back into it. 2 goals before half time, and I just thought, I can only see one winner here, which actually was a bit of a surprise that United came out and did give it to them. Give it to them a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool still had chances, but United actually turned up in that second half, and fair dues for getting the win against them as well.
I think when I look at the game, it's like, I think if Klopp could have took 10 seconds and just gone, right, let's get our shape back, we'll play through this lot, because they're all over the place. So for Liverpool, I don't think it's that damaging apart from losing. For Man United, it's more like, well, what do you take from that you take into Brentford away and Chelsea away? Because you can't play like that away from home. You've got to find some sort of structure and everything like that. The midfield was a bit of a mess. The defence wasn't there at the end, and you're playing with the front four. But one of the big things I want to ask you about, and I'm sure everyone will know, I always blame the players, because I think at United it transcends managers. But how do you play well for 42 minutes, mentally really play well, concede 2 sloppy goals, for the next 40 minutes, they weren't in it. Then Anthony scores, and then for the next 40 minutes after that, you're at it again. That's not fatigue, because the sandwich is the 40 minutes in between. It's a mentality thing. What's going on in players' heads?
Well, the instances before half-time, that was the bit that kind of really worried me, actually, before half-time. That was the main part for me that worried me the most, was obviously the build-up to the first goal, Rashford sort of, walking, not really shutting his man down. That was really poor. And then obviously the second goal, Bruno just falling over. Again, you're the captain. You can't go doing that kind of stuff. You've got to be strong there. And even, I think it was Roy Keane talking about it at half-time, just trying to play out from the back. You're talking about the 47th minute of the game. Don't try and play out from the back, Onana, just kick it long. Just say to everybody, get up. I'm going to kick this long, get up there, and we ain't going to worry about it. You'd have got in at half-time 1-1. And that for me was a big problem. The fact that everybody's head was just scrambled from that first goal. You can't let that continue. Sometimes you've got to let a goal in and you just go, right, stop, relax, refresh, let's just get into half-time and we'll start again. And then again, start the second half, it was very much carrying on from the end of the first half, which was a bit worrying to see. Rashford had a couple of big chances again, didn't he? This is why I always say, like, the life of a striker. I'm coming back as a striker next time. Honestly, you can miss as many chances as you want. As long as you put one in the back of the net, you're back and you are flying again. That's it.
I thought it was a bit harsh on the one at the very end of the game where he missed. Like, no one, even on Match of the Day last night, they were going, what a miss. And nobody goes back and says, he's offside. Like, he would have been offside. So they're talking about, and he should have scored, but he would have been offside. But you're right about, like, in the second half, I saw Lindelof bringing the ball out from the back. and suddenly no one wants to play. He's like, he's got the ball, and he's like, where is anyone?
Yeah,
they just disappear.
It was carnage. I even saw a few pictures on the internet yesterday and later on last night where you've got the space in between the back four and the midfield four. Yeah. Oh my gosh! There was one point where Liverpool were counter-attacking, and you're talking there's 50 yards, 40 or 50 yards between your bank of back four and your bank of your midfield. And I'm thinking, that can't happen. You know, in no walk of life can that happen. I don't care.
Well, I remember at one point when we were 3-2 down in the second half, it was a 5v2.
Oh, I know,
It was Lindelof and Delot, and they did really well to keep
It was
narrow.
Gakpo who played a really poor ball, didn't he? Like, if that was a better player there, like I say, if that's a Man City, that's a goal. They're working that round those two defenders. They're working it round the goalkeeper and slotting it in. They're just walking it in the back of the net. That's the bit that worries me about Man United, is they give so many big chances like that.
Well, I think that was the brilliant thing about the game, though, because at times in the second half, I was like, got absolutely no chance. They're going to score the third, then they might get the fourth and fifth, and this could be 5-1. And then you get that half turn by Anthony to make it 2-2, and you're like, even I, who wants United to do well, I didn't understand his subs, and I'm like, I was not going to be Ten Hag out, but I was like, this is going to be a hard 2 weeks, and then 2-2, and then it's brilliant from there. Want to talk about the manager, but Onana, you mentioned him there. You are an ex-goalkeeper. I did say to the watch-along yesterday, and I'm going to be true to that, I said, when he palmed it on the second goal, I said, that's crap. And I'll speak to Ben about it tomorrow, and he will decide. And Watto will be there as well. I mean, Watto's off camera, actually. He could perp in. I think when a goalkeeper gets a full palm on it like that, you've also got enough time to move it and get it out of danger. Yeah. And I think, in my opinion, he doesn't deal with those types of shots well. He seems to always palm them into weird areas. Am I being too harsh?
No, you're not. So basically, the shots come. It's not a rapid shot. He's panicked. What he's done is he's panicked and he's just tried to sort of fly swat it away. He's tried to make it look all theatrical when in reality it was about there-ish. So he's just sort of gone like that. And wherein I think what you could have done is you could have took a bit of a half step backwards. You could have calmed yourself down, and that could have been a collapse dive or even a much comfortable sort of punch over there. Really, what he's done is he's just banged it straight back down there into the danger zone. The commentators on TV said, that's a great save. He's just gotten lucky with where it's landed. And I'm thinking, no, you haven't. Actually, you haven't. What you've done is you've panicked and you've swatted it down straight to Mo Salah. That's what's happened.
He's really unorthodox, isn't he? And it
really
happens a lot. It's a shame we don't have the footage because the prats who do don't know what they're talking about. But across the season, now would be the point where you play 5 or 6 like they do on Match of the Day, where he has done it. I did it the other week, I think, against Man City. He has this tendency when a shot's there to palm it into danger, and it's really hard when you're used to De Gea for 10 years or an Alisson, or even a Pickford. They just know to. It's angling your hand, isn't it? So you get it out of
the ones here, if you are going to palm it, are harder to sort of palm wider. They are. The ones that are further a reach away that you get a full hand on, they're naturally going to go that way anyway. Them ones, you have to have a lot more calmness with it because it's so much easier to just get a full block on it and it's just going to drop down there. So that's why I say, if you can buy yourself half a step is massive in goalie terms to be able to just go, okay, I can just take that down or I can just push it over there. But like I say, I think he's just got a little bit excited, a little bit panicky and just swatted it down. But Mo Salah's sitting there waiting.
I mean, he made some other good saves. I think he's doing better. The other one people would ask about is the deflected Elliott goal. Yeah. I at the time thought that it's quite a big deflection. From a goalkeeper's point of view, could he have done better?
Yeah, he can. He's got to save it again. I think it sounds like I'm Onana bashing it because he made some good saves in the game. And I thought
he won the game at the end of the day. So,
I thought his kicking was fantastic as well, his long distance kicking. I know you brought him in to play these balls out the back and lovely football, but some of these balls over the top into Garnacho running into space out to the right wing were fantastic. But the third goal, he's got to save it. Simple as that. I know it's a big deflection, but it's not a million miles away from him. And even he's got enough time that when that ball has taken the deflection, he can see it all the way. Even though it's gone through, I think, somebody's legs, he can still see it all the way. He just hasn't got the reaction, the dynamism to be able to push off and make that save. And I think that was one that I thought, you've got to save that, really.
I've always said that. I think he's a bit top heavy.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I think he just struggled down low.
It's one of those, I think, that if in training you'd be watching it happen and you'd be thinking, I'm going to make a good save here. I'm going to make a good save here. Because even though it's a deflection, it's a bit of a last second thing, you're still in a good position to make it if you've got that dynamism. And I just think he lacked it at that moment in time.
Sounds to me like a top keeper saves that.
I would expect my goalkeeper to save that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Ten Hag. Under a lot of pressure going into that game. Personally, it's a massive game because it's Liverpool, but I don't think if he loses that game, he should be losing his job. But some people want to build it into that. Coventry City in the semi-final, with all due respect, fantastic win against Wolves, but you'd expect United to win that, and it's not for another month. And then the last game of the season is actually the FA Cup final. So massive chance that United are going to be playing in that FA Cup final. Surely now, as an owner, I'm not interested in what the fan... Well, I am interested in what you think, but you know what I mean. Like, I think any United fan after yesterday, especially today, is just going to go give him to the end of the season. But I'm talking about transfers. I'm talking about sales. We need a big clear out. I think there's players yesterday that, probably get away with a bad performance off what Ahmad did at the end. March international break, you've played the game, is always a big time for your agent if you're going to move, etc. Is now the time for INEOS just to say, look, we're going to back this manager and get to work? Because if you leave it till after May, FA Cup finals at the end of May, what are you going to do?
I don't think they're going to say anything about the manager full stop, mate.
But I know privately.
I think, even then I don't think they will. I think they'll probably beat about the bush and wait and see. First and foremost, Coventry in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley.
Easy, innit?
No, it's not. Honestly, mate, don't discount this game as this is the given. I think if you're Coventry and you're looking at them three teams, I think you would say, I would take Man United ahead of Man City and Chelsea. I think you would. I think they'd have looked at that draw and gone, please get Man United, please get Man United.
I think that's so big, though. I mean, I can't believe what they did to Wolves. Unbelievable.
Coventry are a decent team, Obviously, living around in the Midlands anyway, you get to see a bit of Coventry and know a few of the lads themselves.
I try and avoid it.
They're a decent team, mate. Honestly, they'll give you everything. And the Coventry support they'll get right behind them as well. So I'm
Mark
looking
Robbins.
forward to this. I'm going to try and get some tickets to the game anyway. I can't wait to go and watch this one. But yeah, that'll be a tough match. And then, like I say, if they do get through to the final, they're most likely going to be playing a Man City, which can be Man City on their day. I don't care who you are, mate. They beat, what did they beat? Real Madrid in the Champions League last year. What was it? 4-0, 3-0. They can beat anybody on the day, 5-6-0. So it's not all kind of like smiley and nighty-nighty at the minute.
No.
I think I don't think INEOS are going to say anything to him personally, to the manager personally, or to the fans until to the end of the season.
I just think with Manchester United and INEOS, like, you've got a manager now that will be here till the end of the season. That's March the 24th. You lose that game and you sack him, and then you've got to bring a new manager in, probably not going to get him in till the end of May. Most people have done their business by then, and then it's another rebuild. You're going to keep the same shit players. You're going to miss out on your targets. I think that win yesterday, surprisingly for me, sort of puts us to the end of May. And look, if you need to sack Ten Hag next season, do it next season. But I think it's so important that we have a clear out this summer. I mean, I look at some of those players yesterday, and there's a lot of heart there, but there's also, it's really important, Ben, they went missing for 40 minutes. Like, let's be honest. I mean, I was overjoyed with it. Absolutely loved it, beating Liverpool. And for me, the big thing is, I think it does save Ten Hag, and it gives him another summer, which I think is so important. To clear out, that's my point. The win is amazing because it gives us that extra bit of time. But, I mean, it's like when we beat Brentford, like I said, it was just, I didn't know what the team was. It's just like throwing balls in. Yeah, we've won. And it was a bit like that yesterday. But there's certain players went missing. I mean, I still think there's a big question mark over Bruno Fernandes. There's a big question mark over Marcus Rashford. Yeah. There's a big question mark over Scott McTominay, who I thought we took off in the second half. Someone was like, is he still on? I went, I think he is. Yeah, I'm sure he had a chance a minute ago. And we can laugh about that because we beat Liverpool. But there are, and obviously then there's people like, Maguire, Lindelof, who I thought played well yesterday. Wan-Bissaka is probably going to get sold, who I thought played well yesterday. Yeah. But you can't, people will go, oh, the lads. But if you've got to sell, if you're going to buy 5 or 6, you've got to sell 5 or 6 from yesterday. And this is the problem. We win a game and people go, oh, they're all right. They're not all right. We're not where we need to be.
You need a team. That's what you need. You need a team. Everybody you mentioned there seemed to be a bit too individual to me, and everybody's. I don't know if they are individual or they're just sort of their role entails them being an individual.
Do you know what? On the basic sense, and many people have said this in the chat before, it's like jigsaw pieces from Van Gaal, Mourinho, and Oli,
all over the shop.
It's not, I think they do want to play together. But I just don't think a lot of them fit.
No, I don't think a lot of them fit. It's you just don't know what you're going to... This is why I think the owners, by the way, will have already made their mind up on what they're doing. You know that. The people like Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Dave Brailsford, they're proven professionals, yeah? They know exactly what they're doing. They know how to run a business, right? So,
but imagine if they have decided they're going to sack Ten Hag. What a massive, ideally said, stupid move that is, because Van Gaal got to an FA Cup final and got replaced by Mourinho. I can't see anyone out there.
No, I can't see anybody out there, but they will know. They'll have a short list. They'll have a short list of a couple of people, and it will only be a couple of people as well. They're not going to have a short list of 5 or 6 people. No chance. They'll have a 1 or 2 who they know will come in, and they'll be able to really lay some foundations down of what they want that matches their ideology as well. Because
have you got any idea of that?
No, I haven't got a clue. I've not got.
Is there anyone if they rang you up and went, Ben, I love your cycling videos. I think you played for Man United. You've played the game. Tell us who you think. We've got to sack Ten Hag. We found something out about him. He's got to go. And who are you going to bring in?
No, I ain't got a clue who's going to be there. They know though. I know they know. They do know for sure. Yeah. And it could be Ten Hag.
I don't think they are. No,
they could want to keep Ten Hag, or they could have some guy in mind that's going to come in and really sort of do it the way that they want to do it. Because I think it needs stripping back and doing from the beginning again. Because you beat a Liverpool team yesterday that still got massive injury problems, mate. That is.
So have we.
That is true. Yeah, it's true. That's not a full Liverpool outfit. It really isn't a full Liverpool outfit. And it's just, mate. I do enjoy it because it's carnage, but at the same time, it would worry me if I was a Man United fan watching that every week.
Yeah. Well, no. I think international break, get Martinez back. Brentford, Chelsea, Liverpool are our next 3 Premier League games, and we might be having a very different conversation after those 3 because 2 of them are away and then Liverpool's at home, so they're 3 massively difficult games. But the FA Cup, I think, gives us a bit of leeway. Wanted to ask you also, Man United didn't play. 9 points off Villa, 8 points or 6 points off Spurs for 5th. Looks like 5th place will be Champions League football. Yeah. Man United back in a race for 5th?
Definitely back in a race for 5th. But like you say, the next 3 fixtures that they've got.
Make a break.
Brentford isn't an easy one either, though. You get to the point of the season now where you don't want to be playing the teams that have got something to fight for. You want to be playing the middling teams. Yeah, you want the ones that are mid-table mediocrity, nothing to play for, nothing to get excited about. They're the ones. You don't want to be playing your Brentford. You don't want to be playing your Evertons, Palaces. You don't want to play them, all right? And you don't want the ones at the top either.
The running's mad, though. Just check it out. For Chelsea, not for Chelsea, forget them. For Villa, Spurs and Man United, their run-ins are mad. Yeah. They're crazy. They've all got like Arsenals and Liverpools and Man Cities and away games. But I still think it's very, very tough, but it'd be great to be in with a chance of it and great to be still in the FA Cup.
It's nice, isn't it? It's it is. Everybody likes an FA Cup run. Now, I know a lot of people dismiss the FA Cup and they don't sort of value it as much as what they used to. But
it's a season saver.
But look at the weekends FA Cup games that we've had. We've had a 3-2 from Coventry, 2-0 Man City, and then we had a 4-2 and a 4-3. How good is that? That's proper. That's what people want to see. They want to see goals, and that's what the FA Cup brought this weekend.
And how nice to be going into an international break knowing that the mainstream media are absolutely gutted. Everything's in their recycle bin, and they've now got to try and write something positive about Man United. They'll be burning more than Jurgen. Thank you very much, everyone. Big one, Ben. Thank you very much.
Big Ben.
So you've cheered up now.
I'm always cheered.
I've cheered you up.
I was cheery at the beginning.
Get a like on the video. Get your comments in below. Speak to the next one.
See ya.